feminism messed up the US economy and how it's actually now come back to bite modern women in the butt. Let's rewind. The modern feminist movement kicked off in the 1960s. The goal was fair wages, equal opportunities, and legal protection. Great, right? They told us that the first wave gave us the right to vote, and the second wave brought us into the workforce. Here's where it gets a little bit sticky. During the second wave, the message shifted. It wasn't just, you can work outside the home. It became, you should. Or you must if you want to be respected. Doing nothing but staying home and cooking and cleaning and raising children, that was suddenly less than. So women flooded the workforce around this time. They were told they would get more financial freedom, more independence, and of course, more respect. But when millions of women started working full-time, it didn't just change individual families, it changed the entire economy. Suddenly, two incomes weren't just nice, they were expected, and that's where we get into the two-income trap. This is a book written by Elizabeth Warren, who is not exactly a conservative voice, but she actually articulates this situation beautifully in her book, The Two-Income Trap. She argues that when both parents started working, the cost of living adjusted. Homes and goods, school districts, prices went up. Childcare, through the roof. Everything from health insurance to groceries inflated to match dual income spending power. So now we've created this world where it takes two full-time incomes to just be able to afford the same lifestyle one income covered in 1960. Feminism told women and even sold them the idea that they were breaking free. But for a lot of women, especially moms, it feels more like a trap. Because now the choice to stay home with your kids isn't even on the table for many families. So many women would love to be able to be homemakers and clean the house and cook and take care of their kids, and they can't. Because what used to be a respected and even honored role of homemaker, caregiver, mother got dismissed. Feminism lied to us and told us that success only looked like climbing the corporate ladder and competing with men. But we traded in something priceless: time with our children, peace in our own homes, and even financial flexibility. So while women were told you should do it all, what we ended up with is exhaustion, rising debt, and a system that only works if you're always working outside your house. The very movement that claimed to be liberating women made it nearly impossible to live on one income. And I'm sorry, but that is not empowering. Turns out that there's a real price to pay when a society stops valuing motherhood. When caregiving is treated as invisible labor and homemakers are seen as less than, everybody actually loses, especially women. Not just emotionally or in the family structure, we could talk about that forever, but economically as well. So no, I'm sorry, feminism didn't save women. It told us we need to do it all, and now our generation is paying the price for it.
The fact feminism tricked women into thinking that devoting most of their labor and mental energy to corporations was empowering is crazy.
Hello, my name is Joy, and I woke up choosing violence this morning because I would like to debunk and explain why feminism is a crock of shit. I can already see the comments of me getting called a pick-me-girl for this, so let's just get into it. Number 1, hookup culture getting disguised as empowerment. The sexual liberation of random hookup culture completely goes against female biology because of how we emotionally bond through oxytocin. Hooking up with random people is not empowerment. It's disgusting. And the fact that feminism tells women that they will be liberated after that is an absolute lie. You're not going to feel liberated. You're going to feel like a slut. And that just leads to the spiral culture of I need more, I need to feel sexy, I don't feel wanted or desired, so I'm going to go get it because I can, because I'm a boss-ass bitch. It's a lie. It's a complete, utter lie. Number 2, put in career over having a family. The narrative that traditional roles are oppressive, like, show me where they're oppressive. Other than maybe the Amish and the people in Utah. What are they called again? Mormons, that's what it is. You can climb the corporate ladder all you want, but true long-term satisfaction in your life comes from strong relationships where people actually care and love you for who you are, having a sense of community, and raising a family. This pressure that women have to have it all and be that boss woman in the corporate world, it leaves them burned out, okay? Those are the chicks that are walking around 45 that are fat and overweight with their hormones out of whack that look like they are just stressed beyond belief because they've been chasing a lie someone told them would make them feel fulfilled, and it just doesn't. Number 3, feminism frames men as opponents, not partners. There are 100% bad dudes out there. I mean, like really bad dudes that exert their power and force to get what they want. They're tyrannous. Yes, absolutely. Those guys do exist. But attacking men in general, telling them that their masculinity is inherently toxic, is the most messed up thing on the planet. Men and women are different. Our bodies are different. Our hormones are different. Our brains are different. We are just different. We can be equal, but we can acknowledge our differences and understand that the yin and yang between the sexes is not the problem. It's a good thing. Lord knows we do not need more feminine men. We need more true, strong, masculine, healthy men in society. We could fix a lot of things if that happened. And that ideology that we're in competition with men and not that we complement each other will make your relationships suffer. Feminist women that try to get in relationships with men and have that ideology programmed in their mind carry it into that relationship, and it screws things up. And number 4, last but not least, the promise of total independence. Telling women that they need total independence to feel happiness is just going to lead to pure isolation. And listen, I'm a strong, independent woman, okay? I love just being able to do things on my own and figure it out and problem solve and all those things, but I still ask for help a lot because I need it and I acknowledge it, and I go to my community and I go to other people and males in my life that I'm like, hey, can you help me with this? That does not make me weak. That does not make me less because I ask for help, because I understand that I need it. What's being marketed as freedom to women is just complete disconnection. And I think it's honestly really heartbreaking that so many women are falling for this narrative as if this is the answer that they need or that it's going to make them happy. You can be a strong, independent woman without falling for this narrative feministic bullshit. And if you've been really hurt by a guy before, honey, I get it. I understand how this is so attractive, this ideology that this is going to be what frees you and you don't need a guy because screw him. I get it. Trust me. But just because you dated a jerk does not mean you need to go on the rest of your life living through an ideology that will inherently hurt you in the long term. There are good men out there. I promise you. That's all I got to say about that. I was kind of feeling feisty this morning, so yeah.
Love it when women call out feminism. The most toxic part of our world today.
This might piss some people off, but I just want to take a moment and say, thank goodness that so many of us are waking up to the fact that modern day feminism is a literal scam meant to disconnect and separate and isolate women from one another. And not only from one another, but from the natural ways of living. Like, this shit literally goes against nature. Modern day feminism says that women should be out in the workforce working 40+ hour weeks while their children stay at home with a caretaker, that they immediately get put in the school system from age 5 and stay until they're 18, if not older if they go to college. And that while women have 4 phases of their cycle that give them extremely different hormone levels and energy levels, that they should be doing the exact same routine every day, every week, and every month. I'm sorry, but fuck that. Like, I am down for the boss babe shit. I am building 2 businesses right now. I think women should be running their own empires if that's what they want. But it can be done the feminine way. Women are meant to be provided for so they can stay home and take care of their children and be the actual parent to their child. They're supposed to rest during their moon cycle. They're supposed to frolic around naked and connect to their bodies and connect to the earth and be the caretaker. They're not meant to be in hustle all the time. They're not meant to be in doing mode all the time. We're meant to be. And we're meant to be in community, surrounded by other women, letting them support our children as well. Being in community vibes is essential. And what does modern day feminism do? Separates us from that as well. Turns women against each other as competitors instead of allies, and makes us work until we're too tired to function, amongst so many other tragic things. So if you're still stuck in that modern day feminism trap, let me just tell you that you deserve to be rich, you deserve to be your own boss, you deserve to do all of the things a man does too, but there is a unique way that you're meant to do it that is separate on a physiological and biological level from how a man is supposed to do it. And learning to embrace that is learning to embrace your true nature.
So true. Women have been trying to be feminine bosses on masculine terms. It's a loss on so many levels, only if they knew.
Excuse me if I don't make any sense for a moment. I'm trying to get into the mind of a feminist, okay? So they want equal rights, right? So whatever that means to them, probably abortion, right? Bodily autonomy. But that doesn't mean equal rights for men, because men still have to sign up for the draft, get circumcised without their bodily autonomy permission. They don't get to hit a woman back if the bitch slaps him. And they have to work in society. For society to work, men have to work. Not women. So how in the world does feminism still make sense to this day? Once women achieved the right to vote and have their own bank account, I think that's where it could have fucking stopped. Because what the fuck are you even fighting for anymore? Because it's not equality, it's superiority, it's narcissism, it's vanity, it's nonsense is what it is, it's nonsense.
Simply put, Feminism doesn't make sense and should stop being praised as something good.
My hot take is that feminism is the biggest joke. And before you come at me, just hear me out. Before feminism, families were united. Men and women were united. They understood each other. They took care of each other. They knew how each other worked. They knew what the other person needed. And families were actually built upon loyalty, trust, and connection. Nowadays, women are told you can be independent. You don't need to have a family. You don't need a man. And the result is women are miserable because they are living a life that is not true to them. That is not something they were naturally born to do. And men are miserable because they have to choose between being single or being with a woman who never appreciates them, never respects them, and doesn't love them in the way that they need. The fact that we think feminism actually helped our society, yes, maybe it helped some women who were being abused or who were actually in devastating relationships, but for the most part, it caused a lot more destruction than it did good to our society in general. You can try and prove me wrong, but look at the statistic.
Feminism has made everyone miserable. It told women they don't need a family, and now they're living lives that aren't true to them. It's caused more destruction than good.
Feminism was one of the worst things that ever happened to women in society in America. Before feminism was coverture, and coverture actually protected women. Coverture was an oppression, it was an obligation that the men carried. Men carried all of the economic and legal liabilities of the household. Coverture actually protected women from harsh punishments like debt, imprisonment, and lawsuits, because it was legally falling on the husband. Women, though, maintained their power through alternative legal channels, like trusts, dowries, and estate settlements. And coverture only applied to married women, so if you were not married as a woman, these did not apply to you. It functioned because it had families be economic units and not just a relationship of roommates. A lot of misconceptions were that women are treated like property, and that is actually false. Women had inheritance rights, dower rights, and couldn't be sold or transferred, and they could also sue. And last I checked, property couldn't sue. And just one more thing, coverture didn't exist because men hated women. It existed because economies were household-based, not individual-based. So it was really about structure, not spite and competition.
Feminism is a creation by banks who wanted leverage over all people.
All right, guys, I'm ready to light some fires. This is why I do not agree with feminism. And to clarify, I mean nuanced feminism. This topic has so much breadth that I'm just going to touch the surface with it. 1. Nuanced feminism has gone above and beyond to demonize traditional values from women. And by this, I mean traditional roles such as having children, staying at home and supporting their husbands emotionally and spiritually, and being caretakers. 2. It is now merged with extreme leftist beliefs, especially pertaining to the LGBTQRST movement, where we now have men claiming to be women, and it is widely accepted, with verbiage such as birthing people, breastfeeding people, and menstruating people. I'm sorry, but isn't telling men that they can be women the exact opposite of feminism? Men do not birth, men do not menstruate, and men do not breastfeed. 3, it has greatly degraded men and their attribute to society. Feminism is supposed to be advocating for rights for women. We now live in a day and time when they have included the entire population, including men. How does that make sense? Lastly, I'm going to say this once, so listen to me good. Men and women are not equal, biologically, spiritually, or emotionally. By pushing this equality agenda, we have deeply degraded the innate divinity that is being a woman.
So I infiltrated the women's empowerment movement on this app just to see kind of what the fuck the deal actually was, to see if they actually cared about women. On the surface, it really sounds like they did. It sounds like they were going to talk about femicide. It sounded like they wanted to help women, move forward in life. But once you actually keep paying attention, they've been yapping about men for years on this app, and they are just blaming men for their own suffering for years on this app. I didn't know it was for years, mind you. These women have been yapping about men and blaming men for years, okay? That is not women empowerment. When I infiltrated this whack job fucking cult on this app, I saw that these women just live in victim mentality, okay? They'll talk about mental health and seeing therapists and taking pills. Oh, absolutely, they fucking will. They won't talk about your physical health, though, because they're still saying that body positivity, you could be as big as you fucking want, even though 400,000 women are dying every single fucking year from heart disease. That's not women empowerment, right? Blaming men for your own suffering 24/7 also isn't women empowerment, because their solution isn't even to leave
leave men alone, because they can't even say that with their whole fucking chest. They don't tell women to delete the dating apps. They, mind you, they also hold up hookup culture. You can't have both realities in your brain if you're trying to decenter men and you simply can't tell women, stop fucking. Okay? That's not women empowerment. This fake women's empowerment cult on this app has showed me that these women don't give a fuck about women. It's all about their party affiliation. It's not about all women, okay? They don't give a fuck about women. As long as you vote their way, that's all they care about. They don't give a fuck if you're on your deathbed from not taking care of your physical health. Did you fill out your ballot? Did you fill it out? Okay, good. We'll get you some medicine later on. Cult on this app is actually fucking insane, okay? I thought for a moment we were gonna push, one direction. But no, these bitches on this app don't give a fuck about women. They don't give a fuck about women. They want women on medication. They want women to hate men but still date them somehow. I don't understand. They want women to go sprinkle when they have no fucking idea what the fuck sprinkle actually is. None of them have any fucking game. I would advise all of these hoes to stop yapping about Sheer 7 because these bitches have no fucking game. That's why they keep getting dog walked by men. And this is just the surface of what this fucking psychotic cult is doing on this app. These bitches don't care about women. It's all about party. They put men before women. It's not about women. It's about a party affiliation. Feminism is dead.
Feminism is dead. It has been compromised a long time ago. It is no longer about women. It is another leg of the blue party. Why do you think men don't try anymore? Misandry is real. It's beyond insane now. All shred of accountability is gone.
I don't believe in feminism. I think that if men are willing to do more and do more, then they should make more. That's the first argument. Everybody's like, men shouldn't make more money than women. I don't want to be a carpenter. Get up for me. I want your seat. There's no reason we should get rid of those pieces of chivalry all for feminism. I don't know. Like you said earlier, we're taking it too far. I think that there are certain positions in society that are comfortable for a woman. And when you start pushing the men out of the other positions, then the women have to step into the ones that are uncomfortable for women. And I'm not willing to do that.
Okay, here's why more and more young women are rejecting feminism and just do not want to be associated with it at all. I think these younger generations have really good BS detectors. So on its face, feminism sounds great, right? Equality for all and girls supporting girls. That sounds so beautiful. But the second you kind of test that out, you very quickly find that it has just become a total facade. If I'm putting on makeup for my husband to come home from work, or if I'm cooking for him, they get upset. They don't like that. Whoever the head of PR is for feminism needs to be fired. They are doing a horrible job because almost all of their representatives who are outspoken, they just seem so miserable, so hateful, so bitter. It doesn't look fun at all. Nothing about that sounds appealing. I think that's why we're starting to see the trad wife stuff on TikTok, is because people are so sick of the other side. So done with the angry, man-hating, putting women down. Ugh, it's boring, it's old, we're done with it. You don't have to like me, you don't have to like other women on social media. You can call everybody names and be upset, but just don't pretend that you support other women, because you don't. And a lot of people are seeing right through it.
Refreshing to hear a woman like this. Feminism is about having the chance to do what you want, so choosing to be a trad wife is in its own way a form of feminism, but somehow abashed for doing so.
Modern feminists are literally the destruction of women's rights. You think you gotta compete with men to be equal? I don't need a man, I'm strong, I make my own money, I'm a boss bitch. That's not true. We are literally single-handedly destroying our feminine superpowers. We gotta learn to embrace who we are and understand that the balance between men and women is what creates real strength. We all have a role to play to make a balanced society. Women are trying to fight and compete with men is like a goldfish trying to fight a shark. It's illogical and biologically impossible. Let's accept our nature and accept our differences. We gotta embrace our softness, our nurturing side, our intuition. If a man knows he's responsible and he doesn't abuse that power, and when a woman truly embraces her qualities, they're a powerhouse. They're absolutely unstoppable. Behind every great man is an even better woman. We all want a strong man. You can deny all you like, but deep down, this is what every woman wants.
We need to talk about how France is literally the capital of fake feminism. And you see it in how both men and women move here. They love to preach empowerment, but the moment a woman actually knows that she's that girl, they start to glitch. Let's talk about the men first. French guys swear they're progressive, but the second you bring up a man actually providing, leading, they start hitting you with, but equality though. Like, be serious. I had a friend dating this guy for months, always at his place, cooking, basically giving wifey energy. One day she mentions she wants a man who actually takes care of her. These dudes start to laugh in her face, says in France a real woman pays her own way, and that he'd never pay for a girl unless they were splitting rent. Like, you out here getting all the benefits of a relationship, support, intimacy, someone taking care of you emotionally, and you still expect her to tap her card for you? The delusion is crazy. The delusion is crazy. They love using equality as an excuse, but somehow that only applies when it's time to split the bill, not when it's time to step up and be a man. Now, the women, sometimes they're just as bad. French girls don't hype each other up because they've been raised to see other women as the enemy. I remember a friend of mine once complimented a French girl's outfit, and instead of saying thank you, the girl literally rolled her eyes and walked away. Like, be for real, girl. Like, did the compliment hurt you, or... See, French women are told to be effortlessly beautiful, naturelle, which is really just code for don't try too hard, don't be too sexy, and definitely don't act like you know that you that bitch. So when they see a girl who fully embraces her femininity, walks with confidence, and doesn't shrink herself, they get pressed. Instead of giving that yes queen, supportive bestie energy, they give cold stares, weird vibes, and fake nonchalance. And the funniest part, they don't even understand what a bad bitch actually is. I had a French girl tell me being a bad bitch actually means being cold, distant, and acting like you don't need a man. Meanwhile, she's splitting rent with a guy who doesn't even buy her flowers. Like, you independent, but at what cost? They don't get that being a bad bitch is about being confident, self-respect, and knowing your worth. I think their English isn't even good enough to grasp the full meaning. So they assume it just means being rude and emotionally checked out. That's why, half of them walk around acting mean and miserable, thinking it's a flex. Spoiler alert, it's not. It's crazy because you don't even have to say a word, just existing in your own lane, feeling good about yourself, and the whole room shifts. The men get bitter because they know they could never, and the women act weird because you remind them of their insecurities. And that is the real issue with France, not history or bad luck. It's just a culture that teaches women to shrink and men to do the bare fucking minimum. A place where confidence is seen as a threat instead of being celebrated.
Well, this is exactly what women wanted last decade. Why hate the men now? Thanks for watching Manhood. If you want access to exclusive episodes and want to support the channel, hit that join button and become a member. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video if it hit home. Drop your stories and thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. See you tomorrow.